Good morning, everybody. Hope you're all doing good. And today we are going to see about medicines. What are they and what do they do? We have been seeing in all our previous sessions that action by the body can be termed as acute illness. They can cause difficulty, it can be discomfortable, but in spite of that, we have to accept that and allow it to happen. When we do not want to happen, or we think we are curing it by taking a medicine, in fact we are suppressing it. So if they are really suppressing it, why are drugs made? What do they do? What is the concept of drugs? How do they work inside the body? What is its main action? So what is wrong with the drugs? Let us see them in a very brief manner. I'm not going to go any scientific things, no technical terms or anything, but some basic concepts. It can be any drug. It can be any drug. In modern medical system, we call it pharmacology, the study of drugs. So pharmacologist makes drugs, not doctors. Doctors are different, pharmacologists are different. Okay. So pharmacology companies do the analysis, do all the research, then they recommend to doctors what can be the protocol. So experts analyze that and they recommend that as a protocol. And doctors don't prescribe food. That is done by nutritionist, dietitian. They prescribe food. So doctors neither create medicine nor prescribe food. They only follow what has been given as a protocol. Then what do they study? They study how drugs work in the body, how food work in the body in a chemical level, and what are the signs and symptoms of a disease, how to diagnose them, how to treat by the protocol given, how to do a surgery. Basically, if you are an MBBS, surgery is a part of it. So any MBBS can do a surgery, but in a minor way because they are not having specialization in surgery. So every doctor knows what to do with the tablet, knows what tablet does, but they know all that by studying what is there in the book. Doctors don't create drugs. They can understand, analyze, and promote something or tell something to their association or their seniors, but drugs are manufactured by pharmacological company. Definitely a doctor can study pharmacology and create drugs, but even if you are not a doctor, you can become a pharmacologist and you can create drugs. Okay, because we do not think that doctors only give what has been manufactured by somebody else. But when you take traditional doctor, there is no pharmacological department separately for them. A traditional doctor themselves, they know about food because they grew up preparing or providing food to people as a medicine also. Traditionally, that was happening. If there is a medicine required, the doctor themselves should go and collect the raw materials and prepare the medicine and give. So it is a very strong contrast between the modern medical system and the traditional medical system, like Siddha, Ayurveda kind of medical system. So irrespective of whether it is modern or traditional, what are drugs? Any drug, a medicine, whatever you want to call it, is a preparation which is expected to have a certain effect inside the body. To create the certain effect inside the body, the drug may be administered in any route. It can be applied over the skin, it can be consumed through your mouth, it can be put as a drop inside the nose. Some medicines can be given through the anus. Some medicines are injected directly into the blood. Some are inhaled. It can be in any format. That component is expected to create some effect inside the body. And these drugs are not naturally present. No drug is naturally present. You cannot go and take something and give it directly and expect it to behave like a drug. It can definitely have an effect. Some things in nature can create diarrhea if consumed. Some things can kill. Some things can become food. Some things can create thirst. Some things can quench thirst. There are so many things available in nature. We haven't explored most of them. There are so many things available, but they have its own effect. Generally, everything is not given as it is. Especially in modern medicine, they don't take something and it's given. Whatever they take, they want to make it a preservable one. It has to be preserved for a long time. It can't be just utilized immediately. So, shelf life is necessary for a pharmacological drug. So, they have to do some method which will preserve it for a long time. Preserve what? Preserve the thing which will work inside the body with a desired effect. Okay. So, any drug is a preparation, it's not natural. And there is one more important thing you should know. The modern medical system requires a license for anything you do with the drug. Only for purchasing the drug for your consumption as a client, you don't require a license. You have to have a disease. Remaining everything else, you have to have a license. If you want to produce a medicine, you want to stock it, transport it, selling, prescribing, which is done by doctors, administering, which is done by nurses or doctors in the hospital, analyzing it in the name of research or anything, you require a qualification or a license, without which you cannot do it. Why is it so? Because any medicine, if consumed by person for whom it is not intended to, or consuming in quantities above a certain level, can prove to be toxic. Definitely, it can even kill a person, or it can cause some side effects which are way too dangerous, sometimes can be irreversible. So, a drug is always dealt with caution and precaution, not casually. It can create otherwise casualty. So, a drug is something which is to be handled with lot of care at any stage of it. Even if it's prescribed for you, it should be consumed in the way it is being told. It can expire. We have to have a basic understanding about a drug before doing anything with it. That is why every stage of it requires a license. It is not just anybody can handle it. Now, what about traditional drugs? Even traditional drugs require some knowledge, but they are not artificial. So, what does it mean? Is it better? So what drug is better? Is a natural drug better than the artificial drug? No, artificial drugs mean the modern pharmacological medicine. The natural drugs means the preparations by Siddha or Ayurveda doctor. Which one is better? Can something be better? Because both are drugs. So can they be better? Both are drugs, but one is natural. So is it better? Or maybe natural is improved artificially to have more power. So is artificial better? A drug can only be artificial. There cannot be a natural drug because naturally it cannot be a drug. It can only be a food. If it is called a drug, a medicine, it is not natural because naturally nowhere nature created something for the purpose of medicine if it is not consumed in its original way. For example, mongoose, you know mongoose, it fights with snakes. You think snakes don't bite them? Snakes do bite them. Most of the times they try to escape. They react so fast that snake bite is only trying, but it is not happening. But in the case of like human beings die with snake bite, see our reaction speed is not even a fraction of the speed of the snake, but animals are able to react that fast. Our dogs and cats can react fast to a snake bite, but human beings, they are not so reflexive. In spite of escaping the snake bite, sometimes it is possible there is a snake bite. There is an injection of poison. So what do the mongoose do? Mongoose runs to some place where there is durva grass, the grass what we offer to Lord Ganapati, durva grass. That mongoose goes and bites that durva grass. There are also some specific trees that mongoose goes and bites the bark of the tree or the bark of the root which is exposed outside, bite it and rub the area where the snake bit it. So the mongoose by birth knows that wherever the snake has bitten, that place should be rubbed with the specific tree sap which is inside the bark. We do not know how it works or why it works, but mongoose does this. It does not do it otherwise. When dogs or cats or lions and tigers or wolf and jackal, they do not feel well. They do not eat. They rest. They may not even drink water. They rest a lot. At certain time, after a couple of days or maybe a day or 3 days or whatever, whenever they want, they feel they should do something. They get up in search of grass. They go somewhere, bite the grass and try to swallow it. They cannot swallow it and it creates a vomiting. It vomits, it gets better. So now this grass is a medicine for the animals which do not eat grass, but it is eating in its natural form. Now, grass is still the food. Grass is meant to be food for the animals who eat the grass, but it becomes a medicine for the animals which do not eat grass at all as food, and the animals do not prepare it, they just go and eat it. Mongoose does not prepare anything out of the tree or the grass, it just does something with it. Once there's a snake bite, when there is pain for the animals, they go and submerge the place, the part which has pain, inside the water. Now the water is providing them some comfort. It is considered as a healing component in the nature. It is not artificially manipulated. It is not a medicine. So natural agents can help you heal, but when you prepare something out of it by combining or modifying it, it cannot be called as natural. It is still a drug, because if I give you a mango, your eyes can sense it, your nose can tell you, your tongue will tell you, you eat mango. How many mangoes can you eat? Is there a limitation for how many mangoes can you eat or you should eat? No, you can eat as many mangoes as you want. There is no limitation at all. Does it create a problem? No, because if mango can only be eaten to a certain extent, while you eat the mango in its natural form itself, it is self-limiting because of its sweetness or because of its filling capacity, whatever it may be. Any food which you eat naturally can limit itself. But imagine a drug. Can the limit itself? No, it cannot, because it is made into smaller doses. If there's nothing called as natural drug, then what are these? We use them for medicinal purposes. So what are these? These are all not food, but they are additives in the food. They do not form the food. See, none of these things you can have as food. Can you eat pepper as food? Can you eat turmeric or ginger or a chili or onion or anything here? Can you mustard? Can you eat them as food? No, they cannot be eaten as food, but they are integral part of the cooking. We add them as additives, which creates different flavor and taste, and also contains medicinal property. See, it has medicinal property, does not make it a medicine. We are not consuming medicine when we drink rasam. We are drinking food. We're consuming food. It is designed in a way that it has a medicinal property, but it's still a food. We consume something for our hunger is a food, not a medicine. But that is not the case with the drug, right? So drugs are not consumed in large quantity. It is consumed in a small quantity. Even though in a small quantity, it is given by a doctor because the doctor feels at this point of time, this thing should happen. And what is that this thing? It is a certain thing what doctors wants to happen. The body may not want it to happen. The doctors want it to happen. Do you think it can be right or wrong? Because we know doctors have studied about the body. Doctors have studied majorly dead bodies, not live bodies. They may test their drug on a live body, but they have studied majorly after the body is dead, because it is practically impossible to study a body which is living in all the ways of its functioning. It's impossible. It is not doctors don't want to study, but it is impossible. You cannot understand how the body digests the food. How do you do it? It is so difficult. It is so difficult without disturbing the body's action. You cannot study it. How do you measure what chemicals are secreted in the body for digestion? So, how doctors understand the body is they understand each organ separately, they analyze that organ, and they put together a process and understand this is how the body works. This is how Scientists understand many things in nature: physics, chemistry, biology, anything you take, this is how it is understood. This approach is called as reductionism, reductionist approach. The whole structure in the world, it could be anything that cannot be understood as it is. So it is broken down into smaller things, and the smaller things understood in a detailed way. And you put together all the knowledge, and then you understand that you understood everything. But in true sense, it may not be the understanding. What did the doctor of the olden days do? Doctor of the olden days did not study the dead. Maybe they did for anatomical, surgical purposes, but the physiology they did not study with dead bodies. They did not even study on dogs and cats and horses. They studied the physiology of the human beings, because most experiments were done on animals, and the best method was created and replicated in some human body. For example, you want to measure blood pressure of a person. There are many methods to measure the blood pressure. But do you think the first experiment was done with the human being itself directly? It was done with other animals, because there is a method where you cut the blood vessel and measure the pressure directly. This cannot be done with a human being, because nobody would agree. Because it is like a surgery, it's like an invasion inside the body. So many times the researchers were simulated and then done on volunteers who volunteer for the study. But in olden days, they didn't have this luxury. Either they study on themselves or they understand something with their wisdom. They found some channels which can tell them about what is happening in their body, like the pulse. In modern medical system, the pulse is just for understanding the characteristics of the heartbeat, the blood flow. But in traditional system, they tell about the person's, guna, the personality, doshas. There are three different doshas, and which one is active now. I know some traditional doctors who can tell you what did you eat in the last 24 hours just by checking your pulse. I know one more person who can tell very precisely what you had in the last 1 hour. Very precise. He can tell you had mangoes, not just something sweet. That's vague, right? There are only six tastes we know. You can tell any taste which is commonly had, but this doctor can tell specifically you had mangoes, you had bananas, you had some rice. He can tell so specifically. I know some doctors. So it's all possible. They can even tell with the pulse that whether somebody had alcohol or not in certain conditions. So there are so many things the body can reveal, which subtler things were followed by traditional doctors. The grossest things were observed by modern medical system, because they can only see what is obvious. If you cut the body, if something is there, that they'll know without cutting, by doing some technique like a scan or an x-ray, something like that. So what is obvious, they can definitely see and tell you. But in the olden days, this sophistication was not available. So they had to understand by the language of the body. Now, either way, the doctor wants something to happen now. That's why they give something called a drug. Now, when these drugs are given, certain thing will happen. But whether the body wants to do something that time or not is the question. How do we know what the body wants to do that time? This is a big question mark. What if the doctor's suggestion is wrong? Okay, what else do they do? The drugs create a dependency. See, you may take a drug which the body does not want it now. See, we give a drug because the body should do something according to the doctor. Any doctor, whether it is a traditional doctor or a modern doctor, they want something to happen. Apart from that, though the body may want to do something else, but it is forced to do something other than that, in a long run, the body could create a dependency over the drug, because a drug is a stimulant. The drug is doing some action by stimulating something. Now, this stimulation may become required for the body to do the same thing again and again. So, it could create a dependency. And is it reversible? Not always and not immediately. But if at all it is start to be reversed, for example, you do not like to eat a medicine, any medicine, because medicines are artificial and you do not want to eat it, don't stop it. Don't start it. If you started it, don't stop it, because you do not know about the tablets. Your doctor gave it. You have to trust and have faith on a doctor, not on your sense, because only because you did not know the knowledge of how to handle your body, you got some problem and you went to doctor and you took the tablets whatever they gave. Now do not stop it. If you want to stop it, what to do? First, you should know what that medicine is about and why, what it is doing inside your body. And you have to have a mechanism which will do the work of the medicine, or there should be a mechanism which removes the requirement of this medicine as a stimulant to perform that action. For example, commonly people eat tablets for reducing their blood pressure and reducing their sugar level. So now you want to stop it. How do you stop it? You have to do something which will reduce the sugar level or the blood pressure level without this medicine. Once you know that method, then don't stop it immediately, because your body is used to that. Reduce it gradually, taper it down, and then the body will be independent of that medicine, and only then you can reverse the process of taking a tablet, not immediately. Either you should not touch it, or if you do it, you should do it in the way allopathy doctor will tell. Do not listen to other doctors about allopathy doctor's medication. That is not right. A doctor who has not studied pharmacology and allopathy cannot prescribe a medicine of the modern science. Only they have the right, because it is their education, they are the specialist, they should do it. So if you don't want to do it, don't touch it. Then you can talk whatever you want. But once you take it, follow it in their style, not in your style. And we have seen many times that drugs perform the action better when the person follows natural lifestyle. Why, we will see in some other slide, but we have seen that. We have seen the medicines acting better when the person is living a natural lifestyle. Okay. And we also know drugs suppress. Drugs suppress. How? Because there is a vomiting for a person. What does a doctor do? They give a tablet which stops the vomiting. Because what do you go and ask doctor? Doctor, I am continuously vomiting. What is wrong? Please check and tell. You do not know why you are vomiting. You want somebody else to tell you what is wrong. And sometimes people wait for hours together to meet the doctor. And the doctor tells something which you don't want to listen. Imagine a doctor telling, no, no, vomiting is good, just vomit. Will you go to doctor again? Why I'm saying this one is, in olden days, just before 30 years, sometimes rarely even now, there are some modern medical practitioners who say this very rarely, but they say this: fever, no problem, it will go. That doctor, nobody wants to go again. If a doctor says diarrhea is okay, it will stop by itself, nobody wants to go to the doctor again. Don't blame the doctor, because doctors are not somebody from other planet. The doctors, whomever we say something wrong, they take so much money, they give medicine which have side effect, they do surgery unnecessarily, all the complaints, whatever you tell, they are the people from our own community. They're our people. Somebody from our family only becomes a doctor. Why are they cheating? They're not cheating. It is the people who are the idiots who go and ask the doctor what is wrong with them and tell them they should stop it. Sir, I'm having a lot of vomit. Please do something and stop it. The doctors also may not be interested. See, the fever, protocol for fever in modern medical system is not paracetamol. The doctor has to observe the fever for a week, then understand from that what could be the reason for that fever and treat the cause for that fever, not the fever. This is the traditional protocol of the modern medical system. But for some reason, basically two reasons, this has been changed. Now anybody has fever, right away they give some antibiotics or they give some tablets which reduces the temperature. They're called antipyretics. Antibiotic is against life. Antipyretic is against the heat. It is very common. It is very, very common. Why it has become like that? One thing is definitely the involvement of some commercial people in the pure medical science. That is a real thing. If you observe the history, you will know. Definitely some commercial people has interfered too much and the medical community has allowed it, which is also, they're helpless. See, the financier is always the boss, not the knowledgeable person. So doctors may have knowledge, but they are financed by somebody. So it just happens like every other business, every other profession in this world is having adulteration. Even medical system has adulteration, irrespective of whether it is allopathy, siddha, ayurveda, naturopathy, whatever. Some unwanted adulteration is always there because human beings are handling this. They have some emotions which can be negative and which can be misused. People are the ones who cannot wait for a week for a fever to subside. They want to go to school. They want to go to college. They want to go to work. They want to work in the home. They cannot wait. Why? Doctors, engineers, lawyers, anybody, professionals, they give you what you want. At the end of the day, whether they're doctor or they're engineer, they are working for the profession and they also want to earn money. So as a client, what people ask, they will modify themselves for it. See, farmers produce something and they want to give you. But what do we go and say there? Oh, this is not looking nice. This is not very greenish. Now what happens? The farmers will tell this how it will come. But the sellers, what they do? The dealers in between, what they do? Oh, is it not nice? Okay, I'll make it nice. They make it look nice. They put artificial color. They give you. Now, who is the culprit here? The culprit is always the people who do not understand what is the nature. If you cannot accept nature, you will be cheated because there are ways to cheat you. Your eyes can only tell you something about what you see. Remaining your sense should tell you. I blame the people for most of the mistakes what this world is undergoing, not the actual professionals who join in it. If you were asking right thing, how would they give you the wrong thing? We asked wrong questions. If there is a pain, we go and ask them, sir, somehow remove this pain. We don't go and ask, sir, why is this pain? How to prevent this in the future? Anybody ask this question to doctor? You only go and tell, I can't bear the pain, do something. They do something. Whatever they know, they do something. How can you blame them? If modern medical system has taken a deviation from the actual pure medicality, it is majorly because of people and the people's urgency, which some commercial people took advantage of. Because traditionally, the modern medical system did not develop in a way it is functioning now. Old doctors will agree to this. Even if you do the research, you will know it. Now, because of this reason, the medicines are suppressive in nature these days. And wrong concepts. Some wrong concepts which were accepted scientifically are also one reason. They suppress something. So this suppression, like we saw in yesterday's video, in yesterday's session, how body eliminates toxin. And if you suppress it with any medicine, see, it can be an Ayurvedic preparation, it can be a Siddha preparation, doesn't matter. If you're suppressing what the body wants to do, that is wrong. Because we understand much lesser than the body. That is always. But at the same time, I'm telling you, if there's a life-saving situation which life can be saved by a tablet, a drug, don't be so stupid until no, I will never take it. Of course, you have to analyze so many things. But when you happen to take a medicine for saving your life, understand life saving different from lifelong. Anything which helps a patient is a friend of the patient. It can also be an artificial drug, but if it saves the life of person, it's okay. But it can save the person only if it's taken continuously. That is not life saving, it is lifelong. If lifelong something has to be given to save somebody's life, then that life is so fragile. This is not what nature intended to do with the medicinal property, whatever it is giving in something. So medicines don't totally treat you in the name of treating, which the doctor thinks should happen now. You're also suppressing something of the body, and it can result in a chronic illness later. It can be very serious. Please understand. So, what is a safe drug then? What is a safe drug? There's nothing called a safe drug. Does not matter which branch of medicine it is. A drug cannot be safe, especially if it is artificial, like pharmacological drug, because first thing they intend to do something what the doctors wanted to do, which means it could have an effect above or below what the doctor wanted, or it could create some other effect which is called a side effect. Side effects are always possible in any medicine. Any medicine, side effects are always possible. Please understand, even the supplements you take for vitamin or minerals, they are not the true ones. They are having the chemical components which are there in the medicine, which are toxic either to liver or kidneys or any part of the body. And you see, there's a capsule. See, tablets are different, capsules are different. Now, what is it made up of? Capsule is made up of proteins from animals. They are called gelatin. Go and search gelatin. The capsules are not vegetarian, they're non vegetarian. but everybody eats them. Nobody understands what they're eating. Doctor gives the eat because traditionally we have faith on doctor like a god. But science did not tell you to believe doctor like a god. It told you you can ask question, but did you ask question to any of your doctor anytime? No. Whatever they give, you eat and blame doctor. No, don't blame doctors. Doctors are doing what they have been taught. Who taught them has done something which doctors do not know. See, they are also from our homes. Our homes will have some doctors. So blame yourself. Do not put the reason for the disease on something else, even on doctors or a medical system. It is your duty and your responsibility to keep yourself healthy. Every animal does it. If you require something for your body, it will be available in nature. If it's not available in the nature, then you don't require it probably. So supplements does not make a healthy prescription. No. On long run, even supplements can create a lot of health issue. Please understand that one. Okay. And this is a very important one. Whatever drugs are achieving, how do they achieve it? The drugs stimulate some action what is required by the doctor at that moment. And when you stimulate, the process what follows stimulation happens by the energy of the body. The tablet cannot give it. Now this energy is required by the body daily, because you take the tablet daily to do something, and it could be the energy what the body is having for its vital functions. See, the power inside the body, the vital power is not unlimited, it is limited. We have certain amount of energy every day, and we have to utilize that for all the functions of the body. So for a person who is having less energy, low vitality, either the work of the drug may not be very effective, or it may work by utilizing the energy of the body which was kept for some other purpose. Now this is the reason I told you the drug itself would work better if the person is on natural lifestyle, like eating a lot of fruits and doing the following the laws of nature, because there is a lot of energy for the drug to do something what it has to do. But if the vitality is very low, even the drug may not work well. If the body is not able to absorb the medicine completely, your body may not work well. Why there is no proper absorption? There are so many reasons. There are so many reasons. If there is a old food remnant inside the body, the drug may not be absorbed completely, because there is already something blocking the absorption. So a drug, a medicine can achieve something inside the body by stimulating the body to do something at that moment. Okay, so a drug is not natural. A medicine is an artificial preparation, and the work what they do is not always expected by the body. And even food stimulates some action. See, if you're growing, how do you grow? The food has to go inside, it does something. It is also a stimulation. But the difference is, if the component what you take as a medicine or as a food, if the body recognizes it, the problem is less. The body is happy. But if the body does not recognize it, the body is not happy. But still it follows the reaction. When foreigners came to invade us, we did not know what they are telling, but we know they were not telling it for nicely. We did not want to do it. They made us do it. They did not give us the energy to it. It was our life, what we spent for doing whatever they said, but we did not like it. It anyhow happened for almost 3-4 centuries. Even before that, when we speak about invasion, we only speak about the British invasion. Even before that, Mughals were here. They also doing the same thing. They were not doing for the whole India at a time, like the British did, but they were also doing it considerably almost everywhere. So every invasion, we were doing something what they wanted us to do. We were not happy. But imagine in the same position, there were kings from our own lands. They also said something that we didn't do without an interest, because they don't tell anything which is bad for us. They are one among us. But something from outside, whichever whoever comes, they come here for their requirement. They tell something for their purpose. Similarly is the artificial drug. They come and say to do what they want to do, not body wants to. But food is not like that. Food gives energy for the body to do what the body wants to do. And difference between food and drug: food is eaten in large quantities and it is self-limiting. Any natural food is self-limiting. It'll tell you to stop at one certain time. But artificial food has more allowing nature than the natural food. If you're eating food, you feel your stomach is full, change the taste of the food. For example, you're eating a good meal and you feel full. Have some other taste. You can have more food. You will take sambar for idli. You ate 4 idlis. Then they say, oh, there is also idli powder. You can eat it, eat the idli with it. Then you eat one more or two more. Oh, there is some chutney. One more goes. Oh, there is pudina chutney. One more goes. Same thing. They bring dosa now. Same batter. They bring dosa now. One or two goes inside again. But we give you only idli. No chutney, no sambar. How many can you eat? Now, by altering the taste, you can create hunger inside. You can appetize yourself. You can eat more. But natural food, for example, you eat a lot of fruits. You feel full. You are really full. Try it. Take it as a challenge. Today, take any fruit. Eat till you cannot eat more. Stomach full. Then you cannot eat that fruit beyond the certain limit. Even other fruits, if you are eaten stomach full already, you cannot eat more. Because of the taste difference, you can eat little. But while you eat itself, you will not be very happy eating it because it'll tell you enough. This happens in nature. So, this is the difference between food and medicine, and food having medicinal quality. A food has a medicinal quality. The low dose of that medicinal quality is given when you eat the food itself. Okay. Now, I'll give you an example. Turmeric has a component called curcumin, and this is known to fight infections, inflammations, even cancer to some level. Now, you have to grind a lot of turmeric to get this curcumin for a single dose of medicinal activity. If you want curcumin to fight against some problem in the body, you have to grind a lot of turmeric and take this curcumin, or that amount of curcumin has to go into the body. You should eat a lot of turmeric which you cannot eat. What to do now? So now turmeric is a food or medicine. What do we call it? Turmeric is neither food nor a medicine, because turmeric cannot be had like a food. It is an additive in the food. Why it is an additive? Because of the property what it has, definitely it's medicinal property also. So turmeric cannot become medicine by itself because the dosage is not enough. But still, for whatever we require the medicinal property, it can become a mild dose. So what were they doing? They were doing the stabilization of the curcumin in turmeric by adding along with the food as additive and giving a low dose of the curcumin. So we are consuming it daily, but in a very minimal quantity. So a small portion of the work is always happening. But what do the modern drug companies do? The curcumin is not stable once removed from the turmeric. See, it is chemically stable only if it is there in the state what it was before. Once you separate it by some process, it is not stable. But traditional medicine making, they cannot remove the curcumin alone. So they utilized it with something else, which means it is stable. It is not unstable because it is not removed from its natural environment. But chemically, we were, see, traditionally, there is nothing called curcumin which is known. They know only turmeric works, not curcumin. Modern science says curcumin is the active component. Turmeric is not considered except for turmeric can give you curcumin. That's all. So we separate curcumin. We make a lot of curcumin and put it inside tablet, which is the therapeutic dose. But to stabilize it, we use chemicals. Now these chemicals are the problem, not the curcumin. These chemicals create some side effect. So our ancestors were actually smart by adding these kind of medicinal properties along with food. See, they cannot be eaten as food, but they can be added in the food. That's what they were doing. Daily, add a little bit. And you know why it was even more a genius thing? Because you eat how much of turmeric you want. The active component, what is called the curcumin, is absorbed less in the body naturally. So when you add pepper along with cucumber, I mean turmeric, you absorb almost 10 times more curcumin than otherwise. How do they know it? These days, researchers understood this by actually doing this in a laboratory. But how did the old ancestors know this? That's why following traditional things is a big solution for all most of the problems. Because now you see your cost of medicine goes up because you have to take pepper and remove this, and you have to take turmeric and remove this and put them together and then give it as a medicine. Why not have it along with the food every day? This is where they were doing. Okay, so please understand these things about drug. The minimal thing what you should know is nowadays it has become a fashion to call natural drug dealer, natural drugs, natural medicines, because this word natural is attractive. So people fall for it. So what do the commercial people do? They market it by calling it natural. See, a medicine is not natural. Medicinal property can be natural, then use it as food or along with food, not as a medicine. Be smart and wise and use it along with the food. Or eat food which itself will heal you, like fruits. Eat fruits which is self-limiting. You cannot have overdose of food, but you can always have overdose of a medicine. You cannot even have underdose of a food because you are hungry, but you can always have a lower dose of the drug, which means drug, property of the drug, which is not in the food, is not natural. If you want to call something as a natural medicine, it can only be something which is available in the nature, not man-made. Please understand this. Don't fall for this word called natural medicine. And if you live naturally, you do not require any medicine at all. Any medicine at all. There is a book called Tirukkural, written by a saint called Thiruvalluvar. 95th chapter is called Marundu, medicine. In that, out of 10 couplets, 7 couplets only talk about eating, how to eat, when to eat, etc. The remaining 3 tells about how a good medicine should be. So the chapter of medicine talks about eating, which means the way you eat, what you eat should be your natural healer, not the separately prepared medicines. Whenever you suppress something in your body with the medicine, understand it could lead to many sin. Do not degrade the intention of the body with your so-called knowledge, because your knowledge keeps changing. A drug which is tested, analyzed, researched, and allowed by a body is recalled back by the same body that the drug is bad. Does it happen or not? The agency which bans a drug was the same agency which allowed the drug. So your knowledge keeps changing. New discoveries, new inventions happen. We know something new. Our opinions, what we call as scientific facts, can keep changing. If somebody disproves my concept, that is accepted. But the body's intention do not change unless it is really required. The body has only one intention: to be alive and to live well. Body is doing everything for it. So do not suppress by any drug. Try to be natural so you don't require any drug and live happily. Thank you so much. We'll meet again tomorrow with some better insight. Thank you for your patient listening.